Some very, very big talks are going and detailed talks are going on right now on both fronts. Russia, Ukraine, and also the Middle East, and we'll see what happens. We're in deep discussions with Russia and Ukraine, and I would say it's going well, but it's a situation we should have never had to even think about. They agreed to something and it got broken. There's tremendous animosity. There's a lot of hatred, as you can probably tell.
The United States reached separate deals on Tuesday with Ukraine and Russia to pause their attacks at sea and against energy targets, with Washington agreeing to push to lift some sanctions against Moscow. President Donald Trump recently provided an update on high-stakes talks taking place in Saudi Arabia, focusing on the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East. In his remarks, the president highlighted progress in discussions with Russia and Ukraine, though he stressed that the situation should never have escalated to this point. We're in deep discussions with Russia and Ukraine, and I would say it's going well, U.S. President Trump told reporters on Tuesday afternoon, March 25th. On the Middle East, Trump acknowledged the long-standing nature of the conflict, but expressed optimism about the efforts being made to bring about change. One key development was the announcement of a maritime ceasefire agreement between Russia and Ukraine, with third-party nations now stepping in to help mediate the process. Though tensions remain high, the president expressed confidence that the involvement of other countries would be crucial in resolving these complex issues. With talks underway on multiple fronts, the world watches closely as efforts to secure peace continue. The U.S. agreement with Russia goes further than the agreement with Ukraine, with Washington committing to help seek the lifting of international sanctions on Russian agriculture and fertilizer exports, long a Russian demand.
I wanted to ask about the talks in Saudi Arabia. It sounds like you made some progress on the Black Sea ceasefire.
Yeah.
Could you update us on that? What happens now?
So we've made a lot of progress on two fronts, on both sections that we call them sections, but they're much more than that. Russia, Ukraine, and also the Middle East, and we'll see what happens. We're in deep discussions with Russia and Ukraine, and I would say it's going well, but it's a situation we should have never had to even think about. Should have never happened. And on the Middle East, that's been going on for a lot of years, centuries and centuries. It just keeps going, and we are making a lot of progress. So that's all I can report. But some very, very big talks are going and detailed talks are going on right now on both fronts.
Mr. President, you said that your national security advisor learned a lesson after a reporter.
Excuse me, I didn't make you. Go ahead.
Mr. President, the ceasefire agreement that was brokered today allows for third-party countries to help implement the agreement. What does that look like, and who's going to be involved?
The ceasefire agreement?
Yes, the maritime ceasefire agreement between Russia and Ukraine.
Well, they're going to get together. Look, they agreed to something and it got broken. There's tremendous animosity. There's a lot of hatred, as you can probably tell, and it allows for people to get together, mediate it, arbitrate it, and see if we can get it stopped, and I think it will. That'll get stopped.
What countries are you looking to work with, sir, to help implement and monitor that ceasefire?
We have other countries involved, and they're involved very strongly in the process, and that'll be resolved. That's actually, as bad as it is, that's the least of the problems. So we'll get that resolved, and we are being aided by other countries too.